Yeah, well, this report tries to kind of look around the corner at least a little bit. These are trends that are manifesting now, but we see at least some indication of where they're heading. I'd say there's two central things that we really focus on here that are fundamentally changing the nature of work in North Carolina and the country. The first is automation. I mean, this is a conversation that started to emerge as we've kind of come out of the worst of the recession. And the worst of the crisis is starting to pass. We're looking around saying there's something going on underneath the hood here where we're seeing more and more and more positions that were formerly performed by human beings starting to be done by machines. North Carolina has been seeing this happen in the manufacturing sector for 20 or 30 years, or even farther back. But we're now starting to see this happen across a wider range of occupations. It's moving from the shop floor into the office. And there's some folks that say that this could be heading us towards massive permanent unemployment. There's some estimates that say that 50% of the occupations in North Carolina and the country could disappear within the next several decades. So that's the first trend. Now we don't think that that's a foregone conclusion, and we'll get into talking about how we avoid that Fury Road. Road warrior kind of future. It's not a foregone conclusion, but there is a very real trend of technology replacing humans doing a lot of work. And the second is that technology is also allowing us to chop work up into smaller and smaller pieces. And that's allowing companies to contract out tiny little pieces of work to many, many different people, where formerly they might have employed a single person. Now they'll contract that person's job out on a day in and day out basis to a host of different people. And that fundamentally threatens the entire architecture of worker protections that we currently have in place. All of our worker protection laws, from minimum wage to health care to retirement security to workplace safety, all of these are predicated on the idea that you have a boss that is responsible for paying you a decent wage and not killing you. And if that's not the case, then what do we do about that? So that's the sort of second thing, is the rise of this kind of subcontracting, decomposed work. It may be that in 20 or 30 years, the idea of a single employer at any given moment is as antiquated as the idea of a single employer for an entire career seems today.